Vlad Goldin is right here on this range.
Yeah.
That's a name we haven't talked about, and maybe we should. They have the
Yeah.
Lakers take him. I've also seen him undrafted. I also watched him many times. Like, this is a guy who I actually watched play um, this last year at Michigan. The Lakers have an interesting history with Michigan, and I think we've said that in the past. You know, when we were doing our show last year, I was probably in Michigan, and we're talking about this, but it's weird because Rob went to Michigan. Rob Pelinka, again, 6 man on the Fab Five team, loves guys from the Big Ten, you can say. Takes Mo Wagner immediately, kind of when he got this job, um, which in hindsight, probably a very good pick. It was like 25, I want to say. So it was like lower down, but look, he ended up really good despite that injury this year, especially off the bench. That was probably a pretty good pick. But then you get Max Christie, amazing pick. Early second, like we said, traded up. Big Ten also. That's why I bring it up. And then you get Jalen Hood-Schifino, who's also Big Ten Indiana guy, who is one of the worst picks in history, in my opinion. If you look around, obviously it's not high stakes. It's not like Anthony Bennett #1, but like given who was around Schifino, we all know. We're all here. We understand Schifino. So I view it as like a weird history of like, do you immediately go right back to another Big Ten guy who's, you know, and a lot of times when Rob does this, it's a senior, an older guy like Mo was at the time. Maybe he was a junior, but an older guy also from Michigan. I mean, this is a guy who I don't remember him averaging 21. Apparently, he averaged 21.7 points per game, 1.8 blocks, and he's 7'1". But what do you think about Vlad Goldin at that spot there?
This is my unfiltered opinion. I am just not a fan of him. I view his hustle, view his athleticism not great. He sort of has that Zach Edey type of ordeal for me, in that he's tall, but he doesn't use his tallness as a factor to rebound, be hustle, be a good rim protector, and I'm just not a fan of him. If he's dropped at 55, I'm okay with it. I don't see no issues. Tall center, maybe he could develop, but as a prospect, in my opinion, there's better people, and he can go undrafted or be a two-way contract.
And he probably should and will be a undrafted guy. Two-way contract feels extremely fair. Colin Castleton or whatever was a two-way contract. He might have been better in college. Yeah, I mean, I'm right with you. And again, I went to Michigan. I probably say that too much. Allan knows. But I went to Michigan twice over, undergrad and grad school. I'm not a fan of Michigan guys in the draft. I see this big difference, even when I watched them in person, a lot of these guys, like a Jet Howard in person and a lot of the Kobe Buffkin. There's a big difference between being good in college and being good in the NBA. Everyone can know that. But when you see it in person with certain guys, you just see it. And I just see this guy as a good college center who also kind of pisses the college fan base off. And it's not a good sign when you're in college and you're the starting center and you're making a run, you're one of the best teams, and people are mad at you. Why aren't you using your height? Why aren't you using your size? How did you not rebound that? How did you not finish that? His hands suck, stuff like that. So to Allan's point, like, yes, the stats look good, and this is a college center, but you don't want to take that guy in the draft. And maybe Danny Wolf will be an exception because certainly if he fell to the second round, like, yeah, the Lakers should take him. But even Danny, I will say there's going to be a lot of complaints. He can defend, like he gets blocks, he can get steals, but he's also going to get eaten alive. And then Lakers fans will say, why did we trade up for Danny Wolf? Let's say even if it was early in the second, just so he can get eaten alive by Steven Adams when we play the Rockets next year. A situation like that where it's like you don't want the guy on the court. And at the end of the day, it's still a rookie, even if they're a junior or senior or grad year guy.